I spent 4 years of my life and $40,000 on a law degree I would never use. And I'm sure a lot of other people are in the same boat with a university degree. So we're all told a narrative: go to uni, get a job, buy a house, upgrade your car, have kids, and retire happy at 65. Unfortunately, these are outdated concepts that worked 50 years ago, but it doesn't apply to modern life, especially if your goal is to pursue meaning and financial freedom. For me, I didn't really know what else to do after high school, and to be honest, I couldn't really think for myself. So I went to law school, decided just to roll with it and see what happens. Big mistake. For context, my parents are Korean immigrants. They grew up around poverty after the Korean War, so naturally wanting a better future for their children, they did their best to persuade me to become a lawyer so I wouldn't struggle and I'd have some financial security. But two major issues here. One, you can't force someone into doing things they don't want to do. And two, if you're not aligned with what you do or genuinely hate what you're doing, this drains your energy and it's just not sustainable in the long term. For many cultures, the traditional career paths are to become a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer. I picked law myself because I wasn't a fan of hospitals and I had no idea what engineering was at the time. My student loan totaled 40,000 New Zealand dollars by the end of it, and I'm aware a law degree can be a lot more expensive in the States, so I count myself lucky here. After 4 years of attending lectures, skipping lectures, fueled on endless energy drinks and last-minute studying, I somehow graduate, I pass the bar, and I thought I'd feel something, at least proud or accomplished. But no, I felt nothing. Some people are born to be lawyers. You know those kids that love debating, super into politics, but that was never me. I grew up with social anxiety, I was a gamer, and also a massive introvert. So I never felt that becoming a lawyer was my path. But I stayed because I wasn't courageous enough to drop out, try something new, or simply go against the grain. During law school, I never joined moots, I never spoke up in class, I didn't join a single social group. All I did was smoke weed, play video games, and hit the gym occasionally as well. And much to my mother's surprise, I didn't even attend graduation. Why would I celebrate something I had no attachment to? The way I saw it, my degree is a freaking piece of paper. It means absolutely nothing. I just naively thought that once I put in the time, got the degree, and the certifications out of the way, something would magically click, and I'd suddenly find that fire and want to be a lawyer. So post-graduation, I spent maybe 2 months volunteering as a lawyer for a local council for people who couldn't afford ordinary legal services. And here I was validated further, this wasn't my path, and I decided to retire from practicing law nice and early. Now, obviously, if you're in a position where you have to put food on the table, you're going to have to eat some shit and do some things that you don't feel like doing to make ends meet. But, as per Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if your safety needs are met, i.e. money in the bank, a roof over your head, good health, I'm a huge proponent on self-actualizing into the person that you're meant to be, i.e. your mission, your ikigai, and finding a way to serve others with your skills, your interests, and by being your genuine, most authentic self. Unless you're fortunate enough to have a really good mentor or entrepreneurial parents or something, no one really tells you this in school. And I bought into the whole get a job, retire at 65 narrative for the longest time. I got the degree, realized it wasn't the right career path, so I decided to get a job in finance and started working as a personal banker. I climbed the corporate ladder for another 7 years, doing a bunch of different roles, only to realize I was heading down another unfulfilling road that I didn't feel aligned with. Wage slavery. One day, I remember feeling extra depressed. I remember coming into the office, finding a seat in the corner, opening up my laptop, not wanting anyone to talk to me, and just wanting to be invisible and just disappear. I was completely burnt out from putting a mask on every day, just kind of going through the motions of corporate office life, pointless meetings, pretending to give a fuck, also pretending to be busy in front of managers, which surprisingly takes a lot of effort. Just living life on autopilot, without meaning, and putting all those dreams that I had as a kid on the back burner. I was working in a head office at the time, multiple stories, hundreds of people on a floor. I looked around and realized there's no role model here. There's no one's life I actually want. It was at this point I realized, man, I've been barking up the wrong tree. Now, this isn't an anti-education video, nor am I saying just quit your 9 to 5 and follow your passions, bro. It's not as black and white as that. What I want to say is the $40,000 I spent on my law degree wasn't a waste. It was an expensive lesson to learn some pretty valuable skills: how to write an email, research, professionalism. But perhaps the biggest lesson is learning about what I didn't want out of life. And honestly, that's a pretty valuable lesson to learn. Most people don't know what they want or don't want out of life because A, they don't try enough things to get outside their comfort zone, or B, they're doing things because it's what the script says, and stepping out of the traditional path exposes you to judgment, criticism from your peers, as well as a herd. The problem wasn't the education. The problem was outsourcing the decision of my life to other people, my parents, my colleagues, society, and then wondering why it didn't feel right. So when I was 29 years old, I decided, fuck it. I quit my 6-figure job, I moved to Thailand, I built a service business from scratch, and I also won a Muay Thai fight, which honestly sounds more impressive than it was, but the point is, I stopped waiting for that sign, or that moment, that never came, to start really building and living my own life. If you're watching this video and you know you're not living the life that you actually want, maybe you're putting things off to take action towards building your dream life. That was me for a long time. And the thing that changed everything for me wasn't more YouTube tutorials or more information masturbation. It was having some guidance and accountability to actually execute. If you're serious about making change and following through on what you know you should be doing, I've got a few spots open for my one-on-one execution coaching program. I love helping and I love serving people. So if you want to work with me one-on-one, book a free call in the link in the description and we'll see if we're a good fit. In conclusion, betting on myself was the best decision I've ever made. Not because everything went perfectly, I'm still very much figuring things out and I'm working non-stop, but I'm building my dream brick by brick and not somebody else's. Now, if you resonate with this video, you probably already know you need to make that bet on yourself. And the question is, when? Thanks for watching until the end. Please hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this, and comment your thoughts if this resonated. Your support means the world, and I'll see you in the next video.